Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be continuing with my Q&A videos for The Walking Dead Season 5. Also throw in some Walking Dead comic book questions as well, too, since The Walking Dead comic book series has been awesome as of late, as it always pretty much is. So yeah, let's get started with Part 10. Alright, good stuff. So as you guys see, yes, I did get a haircut, so I wanted to do that for a while. I've just been so busy with trying to make as many topics as I can for the channel, trying to stick to over 10 videos a week with the channel that I didn't get time to actually go and get my haircut. That's how busy I get. On the weekends and stuff, my days off, I usually make videos from work. But anyway, yeah, so I was able to do that. And the reason for it, I mean, I had been wanting to for a while because I don't usually grow my hair that long, but there's another reason for it too. Having longer hair, especially poofy hair, it actually messes up green screen. It really does, especially my hair for some reason. Maybe it's just the color of it because it's like a dirty blonde, a light brown. It absorbs the light and it causes it to screw up, basically. And it's kind of, if you've ever tried to edit a picture of someone in Photoshop and you try to edit out their hair, hair is so fine, it's very difficult to do it, so it's hard for the software to actually do that. So it should help with that, and in addition to that, it's the summertime now, so it's just kind of cooler. So, not having, all kinds of hair. During the winter, it's not bad to have longer hair, kind of keep you warm, at least in Canada, so helps a little bit. But anyway, so there's that, yeah. So I don't have too many specific topics for you guys. Got lots of questions, though, for this week coming up. So if you guys have any recommended topics for Walking Dead videos, please send them to me as always. The leading question I've received quite a bit lately is, when are we going to see the trailer for Season 5? Every year, at least the last 2 years, maybe 3 years, they have released the trailer at Comic-Con. Yeah, I think so. I think every year they've done this. Basically, I would assume, since this is how it's gone in the past, we will see it on the Sunday of San Diego Comic-Con. It'll be released online. So as soon as it's up online, I'll let you guys know. I'll put the link in the description. You guys will be able to go check it out. It should be Sunday, July 27th. So we got about a month and a half, I guess, to get to that point. So yeah, so that should be out then, and that should be very exciting when it does hit, because usually the trailers are really good for The Walking Dead. Like last year's was on the front page of YouTube for a while, like a week, and it was huge. It was a really big video for them, so that's good. So yeah, I would expect this year it will be the same thing. But yeah, if you guys have topics, send them to me, because I don't have too many. And also, one other thing I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about the green screen? Now that you've been seeing it for about a month and a half, 2 months, that kind of thing. How do you feel about it? Do you like it? Do you think it makes the videos look better, or do you prefer the old way of doing it? Because it's certainly harder for me to use this. I got to edit it out and everything. Sometimes it messes up, and I do kind of like having my figures displayed behind me, because otherwise they're just kind of like in a box somewhere. So I'm considering switching back, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that, because personally I do think it looks a little bit cleaner, looks a little bit nicer in terms of the videos, and I can change it too, depending on the video topic. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that. I do want to hear your honest opinion. Don't be shy, and put it out there. Also, don't be disrespectful, please. Some people, everything they say is just disrespectful no matter what online. So that's just kind of something culturally people are in the habit of doing, is talking shit on the internet. So anyway, but yeah, so that's that. With regards to the Q&A, we'll get started. So the first question comes from Evan Rohde, and he asked, Trev, do you think who do you think out of the surviving characters right now will still be alive in 5 or 10 seasons? This is kind of similar to another question I got. Maybe I'll do a top 5 video on the top 5 best survivors, or the survivors that I think are going to last the longest in The Walking Dead. For the TV series, probably, because the comic book series is a little bit different. But yeah, I think that's a good topic for a video, but just to kind of give you brief thoughts on that right now for 5 or 10 seasons, by the way, they did mention, there was an article I read 2 days ago, that they've got The Walking Dead planned through season 12, it reads, or at least past season 10. So that's something cool, that they've already got the story kind of planned out for landmarks and where they're going to be at when, all the way through till season 12. So they're planning it for the long run, as long as nothing chaotic or crazy happens, and I don't think it will, because most AMC shows don't do what The Walking Dead does. We should see it still in season 12. So it's good news, very good news. So out of the surviving characters right now, well, I think Carl is a no-brainer. Carl's not going to get killed anytime soon. I would be I would be very, very surprised if they killed off Carl. In season 5 or 10, okay, so 5 or 10 seasons from now, so that's like season 9, season 14. I still think Rick's going to be around in the TV series. I do think so. So Carl, Rick. In addition to that, who else we got? Maggie, maybe. I mean, if they go along with the same story as the comic books, then probably Maggie. Michonne, I'll put her in there. And who else we got? Oh, man. Aside from that, it's tough. Maybe Eugene. I'll go with Eugene. Those would be like my 5 that I'm most certain I would think would be alive in 5 or 10 seasons. The thing with that, though, is that like you have other characters like Daryl. In 5 seasons, I think Daryl will still be around, but in 10 seasons, I don't know, man. That's looking way ahead. That's looking really far down the road. Season 14, will Daryl still be in the series? I almost think because he's so popular right now that they won't keep him in for that long. He's not like one of those slow burner characters like Carl that's in the background and is going to grow. He's more of like a character that's a front runner right now. So maybe, a Shane type situation or that type of thing, governor type thing, Merle, these types of characters that are really heavily concentrated. I tend to think they might not last that long. But 5 seasons, probably 10 seasons. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's a good topic for its own video, so I won't go into any further on that. And I'll do the top 5 survivors I think are going to be alive the longest in The Walking Dead, who are around right now anyway. Yeah, so that's from Evan. So thank you, Evan. Next question is from Paul Dennerz. And Paul says, if and when Rick's group escape from Terminus, do you think Rick will save the other survivors from there and let them join his group similar to what he did with Woodbury at the end of season 3? Yeah, I think so. I think there is definitely some in that train cart. So I would think that there's some innocents in and around Terminus, either trapped there like Rick's group is right now, or close by, and I think they will add on some more characters. I do think so. Just some more random characters, maybe. Most of them will be fodder, but then a couple will survive through, something like that, similar like Tara, Bob, this kind of thing. I think they will do that. I think that makes sense. So good question. Thank you, Paul. Next question. Let's see. That was the comic book one. I answered that already. So this one's from Ott0994, and he says, why wouldn't being drenched in and possibly ingesting, inhaling a walker's blood or getting it in your eyes result in the same effect as a bite? Well, saliva and blood transfer are not exactly the same. There are certain things that can transfer through saliva that cannot transfer through blood. So it could be one of those types of viruses that spreads through, through the bite. Just the disease. So, and I think that's kind of what we're dealing with in The Walking Dead. There are other stories like 28 Days Later, which I like a lot. By the way, if you haven't seen my review for that, it's in the channel. Great movie. One of the best zombie movies of all time for sure. And in that one, we have a character that is infected by blood transfer. A piece of blood hits him in the eye, and he is then transformed into what would be 28 Days Later zombies, which are kind of like crazies. They're very fast. They're like fast walkers, fast zombies. So they're like runners, kind of. So, but yeah, that's 28 Days Later. For The Walking Dead, we've never seen that, and I don't think we ever will. I think it's kind of already been established since we've never seen it that blood transfer does not cause someone to change. Like Michonne has hacked up so many walkers, and the blood splatters everywhere that it doesn't transfer that way. So I don't think it's stupid that it doesn't transfer that way, because like you said, it could be something that, or like I said, it could be something that just transfers through saliva. Could be, right? So I think that makes sense as well too, because there are some viruses that do that. Okay, so next one will be from Jeremy Dyer. Sent me a bunch of questions. Thank you, Jeremy. This one is, if Kirkman and Adler quit The Walking Dead, who would you like or think would replace them? Man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. For art, I think Tony Moore's art on The Walking Dead was pretty good, but I don't think it's as good as Adler's. But I can't really think of anybody in terms of a writer that would replace Kirkman. It might even be somebody that doesn't even write comic books that would have to come on and do it. Like the writer for the Governor novels. I've heard really great things about those. I've never read them personally, but someone like him might be good to transfer over, because he would just have to get used to writing comic books. But he's so invested in the world already that he'd be good. I don't know the guy's name either, so I apologize for that. But I would say anybody that's writing and working on The Walking Dead, novels or things like that, or even the video games have done really well. So anybody like that behind the scenes might be a good person to kind of fill in for Kirkman if he is to leave, and have Kirkman kind of work with him for a while and get him set and ready so that he can take on the comic book series from there on out. But I can't think of like another comic book writer that would be good for The Walking Dead, because other comic books are so different. You know, you've got like Batman, Superman, X-Men, Avengers. How are any of those similar to writing The Walking Dead? They're not. Like, none of those are anything like The Walking Dead. They're totally different, superhero type comic book stories. The Walking Dead is not really like a superhero comic book. It's more like the zombie apocalypse comic book. But none of the characters have superpowers, so writing for it is totally different. So I would think something like that. But I can't think of anyone in particular. So sorry, Jeremy. Next question is going to be from Tegan Watkins, and he or she, I guess Tegan, I guess it's a she, could be a he. Either one. Sorry about that if you're watching. Do you think Beth and Father Gabriel are in the carts that we heard the screams from? No, I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, it is possible, and that would be a good way for them to kind of get reunited again. But I tend to think they're not. But it is possible. So I just don't think so. I think we'll see in the trailer. When we see the trailer, we'll have a better idea. And let's see. Okay, so going up on over 11 minutes. So last question will be from Ashley Musovic. Is baby Judith immune to the virus since she was born after everyone was already infected? This is one that people do talk about quite a bit, and that is she special in some way, or is she, because she's born after the infection spread? So as Rick said and Jenner said, they were already infected by the time they had her. So is she in some way special or immune to it? I think that makes sense for a movie like World War Z or like, something like that. I don't think that makes sense for The Walking Dead. It's just my personal opinion. The Walking Dead seems to be very grounded in that general zombie apocalypse concept. It doesn't add on Resident Evil or World War Z type things where you have characters that are immune, you have zombie dogs, or you have, like things like that are really like sci-fi crazy. The Walking Dead is very down to earth in terms of zombie apocalypse, where it sticks to what zombie apocalypses originally were, with no special characters, no superpowers, no special zombies, just basic zombie apocalypse, and it does it the best it's ever been done. So that's what The Walking Dead is, and I don't think that they would want to change that for something like that, for something like Baby Judy. So no, I don't think she's immune. I don't think she's special in any kind of way, aside from the fact that she's Rick's, she's Laurie's daughter. Whether or not she's Rick's or Shane's in the TV series has yet to be revealed. In the comic book series, you can look into that yourself. I don't want to spoil it for you. But anyway, and it is kind of specifically set out whose it is in the comic book series, so you can look into that. But anyway, that'll be it for today's Q&A. I do have more questions. If you guys have more, please send them to me. Let me know what you think about the Q&A videos. Let me know what you think about the green screen. Should I continue using it, or should I switch back after you guys have seen it for a couple months now? What do you think? And that's pretty much all I got to say for this one. I'll see you guys for the next video within the next few days. And this is Trev saying peace.